Praise be Jesus and Mary. Today we begin the readings from the first reading, the book of Wkdy, or Ecclesiastes. It's one of the wisdom books of the Old Testament. The name Wkdy literally means she who assembles or brings together, and suggests someone who teaches in an assembly. And the word Ecclesiastes is just a different version of that name. This name comes from the Greek, referring to someone who convokes an assembly, ecclesia, which is the same word for church, ecclesia. The book basically has two messages. Wisdom, or worldly wisdom, as typified by the increasingly popular Greek philosophies of the time when this book was written, more or less. This kind of wisdom is vanity. It's simply useless, pointless, since it's unable to answer all of life's deepest questions. Whereas true wisdom is to be found only in the fear of God. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. And these are the opening words of the book of Ecclesiastes, and actually they mark its conclusion as well. And in between, from beginning to end, these words are something like an echo throughout the whole thing, the predominant note, throughout the whole book. And the opening passage that we heard today was like a poem, and it introduces the whole book and includes observations comparing the seemingly endless cycle in nature, that leads to nothing new, at least we can observe. And he compares this to the endless search of man for wisdom and knowledge, but not actually arriving or reaching, the goal. What profit has man from all the labor which he toils at under the sun, we heard. One generation passes and another comes, but the world forever stays. Nothing is new under the sun. Even the thing of which we say, "See, this is new," has already existed in the ages that preceded us. Vanity is alive and well today, in today's world. And the secular mass media is full of examples of what this looks like, especially advertisements, things that people are supposed to search for, to be wise or happy and so forth. Endless is man's search for wisdom and knowledge and meaning, answers to all life's most pressing questions, such as, who am I? Where am I going? Who made me? And why? Is there a God? An afterlife? Everlasting happiness? If these questions aren't answered, or at least answered correctly, then all the information and knowledge one might have amassed during one's whole lifetime are ultimately useless, meaningless vanity. There are only two ends to which every man's search will lead: God or nothing. Yes, this is the title of a book. You probably read it or heard of it at least. Cardinal Robert Sarah's books. God or nothing. These are the only two ends that we will end up, embracing. Vanity of vanities, says Wkdy. All things are vanity. The last word when all is heard: fear God and keep his commandments, for this is man's all. This is truly the most important thing in life. If we want to be truly wise, and we should, let us turn to God, to Christ, who is wisdom incarnate. As St. Paul says in his letter to the Colossians, in Christ are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. Each of us as Christians are to enroll in the school of Christ, sit at his feet, learn from our divine teacher. And enrolling in such a school might not secure for us impressive titles, at the end of our name, successful careers, temporal advantages, and the like. but it will make us truly wise and happy, perfectly happy with God in heaven for all eternity. Praise be Jesus and Mary, now and forever.